Okay, I have been hearing a bunch about this lock-in thing, lock-in for 30 days, lock-in for 6 weeks, lock-in for 4 months, lock-in from September to December 31st, lock-in. And I'm like, okay, so I'm already a reclusive hermit with no social life and no friends, and I don't go anywhere. So I kind of already am locked in. Maybe I'm already done. But then I realized it's not lock-in like in your home necessarily. It's more about lock in your goals and lock in your, better self and just give yourself the time to do it and get there. And I'm like, okay, that's what I need. I am stuck. I'm in a rut. I am not living the life I want to live. Maybe I just need to lock in, do my reset and get my life back on track and actually put in the time, effort, focus and dedication to myself to get there, because I've let every other aspect of my life pull me in every other direction except for my direction, for my goals and my future. And I feel selfish and not like a good mom for not letting myself be pulled wherever everybody else pulls me, but I'm no good to anybody if I don't lock in. I'm gonna lock in. Let's do it. Yeah. This video is for all my procrastinators. I have been trying to start videoing my journey. I keep on finding a million reasons why I can't.
First was, I didn't know where to start. Like, I was in the middle of saying where to start talking about it. Then I had a new camera I wanted to try, but I had to test it out and it ended up not doing what I wanted it to do. Then I had to start over with all the stuff that I had recorded with that camera that didn't work out. Then I had to go back into how am I going to film and what am I going to talk about, because there's so much going on. I don't know where to start. And when I don't know where to start, if you're a procrastinator, you need to do everything else except for starting the thing that you want to start. So I've done house cleaning and I've done school stuff for the kids and I've done like literally deep cleaning. I've even cleaned my car, like hand wash my car.
I've done everything except for start filming my journey. Procrastinators edition. Here we are. It might be jumbled, it might be random, but if I don't start, I can't get on to the next part. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Here's my journey. So I've had a really slow weight loss journey. I was losing a little bit of weight and then I plateaued. Even though I was doing more exercise and I thought eating better, I wasn't losing any more weight. I basically hit a number, which was a nice number originally, but then 3 months later it hadn't moved, so it wasn't a nice number anymore. And then I haven't weighed myself in the last almost 2 months for a very specific reason. It's been 2 months, and before that, the scale hadn't moved. Over winter, I had gained the winter weight, so I was at 162 when springtime hit, and I finally got motivated to start walking. Got myself a little step counter watch and helps me kind of track some of my weights. Yay! Was working on going from the 5,000 steps, that was my normal day, up to the 10,000 steps, which
I was never really successful regularly on getting that, and then I had a lot of chaos and turmoil hit me at the end of spring, May, June, July. Scale didn't work, the weight wasn't moving. I know the cortisol stress. So
I'm gonna stop talking and weigh myself, because the 162 in the winter, when I started losing weight, right about May, it got down to 155, 154, and then it stopped. So I had lost 5 pounds in 2 months, which was super great, but it didn't go anywhere after that. So now I'm dreading. I don't think I've been sticking to my exercise as well, but I've been spending more time working on my stress load and staying calm. So we're gonna see if that made a difference over the last month and a half, almost 2 months of not having checked in from the 154 pound last weigh-in. Go snapping. Okay, well, I mean, it's not 154. It didn't go up, but it really hasn't gone anywhere. So Sorry, I'm processing. I definitely was expecting it to go up, but it went down. So, motivation. What did you get? What is that? Scarlett, what did you get? What is that? Oh, baby. Oh, you poor thing. You got a leaf bug. You destroyed it. You're horrible. Poor thing. My goal has been to go out, get in my steps. Basically anything I could do to get above the 5,000 steps I was doing where I wasn't doing anything at all. I kind of got up to 10,000, but it'd be like a good day where I could get out and get my extra walks in, and then a bad day where I couldn't get my walks in. And then this was all in the springtime. May comes around. My daughter is graduating, teenager, had a lot of stress, a lot of turmoil. She almost didn't graduate. She ended up moving out, and yes, a boy was involved before she was ready. So she didn't have her car settled. She didn't have her job settled. She didn't have savings. It was really stressful. And if any parents are out there watching this that has a teenager, you know you cannot tell them anything because, well, they already know.
Gonna do today, Napoleon?
Whatever I feel like I want to do. God!
That added a lot of stress. That raises cortisol levels, which I think was my big problem, why I wasn't seeing the scale drop. And I just was doing all the work, doing all the effort, and I was getting no results. And finally, in June, my scale was basically saying 154, 152. It was kind of like going back and forth each week. I decided it's not so important what my weight is doing because the batteries died on my scale. So I should worry more about reducing my stress level because clearly I'm not getting the sleep I need, adding to the stress, which is making me not recover, which then is adding to the fact that I can't lose weight. And I got to do something about it because whatever I was doing before, now that I'm in my 40s, it's not working. So I stopped weighing myself. I put my youngest in a bunch of different summer camps. A lot of the camps that she went to were through the local rec center, the gym. So I would go and do workouts while she was doing her classes and her swimming lessons and her gymnastics and stuff. And that worked out pretty good. But now we're in August and it's back to school and it's been 100 degrees almost every single day. So yeah, that's been rough. Like she's not going to camp. I'm losing the motivation to do stuff. Like this week was the first week back to school. And I'm not gonna lie, I sat on my butt through most of the day she was gone, just enjoying the peace and quiet. There was no motivation. It was just breathe. And that was nice. I don't want to dwell too much on what isn't working because that would take a whole video on its own. I am working through problem solving the things that I want to do that I haven't been able to get to work out. Now that my youngest is in school, we walk to school there and back, even though it's 100 degrees in the afternoon when I'm picking her up, which is just like, not okay. It's not okay. That's not hot. So between the walking to and back and then picking her up to and back, I'm getting probably about 3,500 steps just from that alone, which means I need to put in another 3,500 just on my own throughout the day and the afternoon while she's in school, which then gives me roughly about 3,000 steps to figure out from the afternoon into the evening. But the problem is the evening. Cat just knocked the whole camera down. What was I saying? I already lost track. Oh yeah, so 35. The problem is in the evenings, trying to get that other 3,500 steps in. It's 100 degrees out. I'm not going for a walk. It was the first week of school, so we're still trying to figure things out. She's done. She is already peopled out. Her patience has been used, her calmness has been used, her problem solving skills, it's all gone. It's been used up at school. So my entire evening this week has been mediating her big emotions over the tiniest little thing. Like,
Hey mom, come look at this.
1 minute, I just need to turn the stove off and I'll be right there.
Gosh mom, you don't care about anything I'm doing. Forget it. It's stupid.
and then she proceeds to slam doors and not come out of her room for a half hour while I'm just like, just don't want to burn down the house. Just trying to not burn down the house, you know, good mom skills. Basically, it's that nonstop until she goes to bed, and like bedtime, I'm not even gonna go there. So I'm spent mentally, not as much physically, but mentally and emotionally, I have been run through the gamut through the evenings this week. And so I don't know where to fit in that time for exercise, because by the time she goes to bed, I'm waiting for her to fall asleep, which means I'm kind of relaxing a little bit, waiting for her to fall asleep because I don't want to make any noises. I don't want her to notice I'm doing something fun that she's missing out on. And then I lose my energy and I don't want to do anything after that point. There's not really much I can do anyway, because it's still 90 degrees out even though the sun has gone down. I just literally said I was not going to spend a whole bunch of time. Nope, do it, cat. They keep on trying to mess with what's holding the cameras. Stop. 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 Okay. All right, I'm not going to dwell on what is not working. I'm going to stay focused on what I can do moving forward, because the cortisol, the stress, the sleep, holding on to the weight, it's making me feel sluggish. Like I don't have the energy. I literally said I wasn't going to talk about the negative. Why can't I stop talking about the negative? I want to stay focused on some good stuff here. Reset. Okay, I had to find a spot where the cats and the kids would not keep following me. I am on the ladder to the treehouse right now. We'll see how long that lasts. Okay, I am having a really hard time focusing on a plan of how I want to move forward without drawing myself into negative talk. And that is my big piece right now, is no more negative talk. I need to stay positive and focus on what I can do, not what I can't do and what's not working. So I have more than plenty gone over the not working pieces. So let's see if I can make it the next 30 seconds, not bringing any of that up again. What is going to work? I still am so determined to try to get in my 10,000 steps a day so badly. I really, really want. My plan is about 35 between walking to and from school with my kiddo, 35 throughout the day while she's in school, and then 35 in the evening. I'm gonna have to figure something out, get the treadmill, bounce on the trampoline, pace up and down the stairs. I gotta figure it out. No more excuses. After that, I've been trying to eat better. My focus moving forward is I need to make a meal plan. If I can make a meal plan, I'm having issues of staring, not knowing what to eat, eating the same thing over and over again just because I know that I can eat it. So I need to get a little bit of a better meal plan, and I have to get over the analysis paralysis, freezing about all of the advice out there and thinking I'm doing something wrong. If I just focus on mostly whole foods, stay away from anything that's packaged or at least with more than 5 ingredients, it's a good starting point to just get back into the flow. Right. We can do this. You found me. How'd you find me? You were in the front yard. Hi. Melted. All right, I'm gonna do my absolute best to stay focused so I don't go off. Okay, lots of editing. Recap the backstory. Last year, I came out of a big depression that had been years, going like a decade practically. Started my health journey, my weight loss journey. I was about 175 pounds. Started making the videos on YouTube, started doing all of the tracking, and it worked. I did great. I think my final weight was like 155 after doing a 75 soft challenge. But once fall kicked in, I got hit with some major problems. Depression came back, and I gave up. I just threw in the towel and said, screw it. Pretty much did full hermit the entire winter. All of the weight loss, or all of the weight I lost was gained back. I was right back up to, I think, that 164. So I didn't go all the way back, but I ended up 175 to 155 and then to 164.5, right in there. So nice big yo-yo. Obviously didn't like all that hard work going to waste. I wanted to try again. If you've ever done try and fail, it's a lot harder the next time to try again with that taste of failure still in your mouth. More success comes from wins. So the more you win, the more you can piggyback another win. I lost all of that momentum. And I'm so mad at myself because it wasn't easy. I just made everything even harder. I just turned everything off and had to start over. So there's a quick backstory as to how I got to this year and trying again with my journey that has been an absolute roller coaster of failures, as I mentioned in the last bit. So All right, so why the 75 challenge, right? Like, why do the challenge? This last year has been absolute chaos, completely out of control. Not woohoo, wild, out of control, but like out of my control. I no longer feel like my own person. I have no control over my finances. I have no control over my house or home. I have no control over my car. I have no control over my kids, which, I mean, did I ever? No. I don't even feel like I have control over my future or my action. And that's a pretty crappy place to be. That is the makings for sinking back into a depression that I don't want to go back into. Nothing's getting better. It seems like the longer I wait for something to happen, the worse new thing happens, basically. And my kids, I wanted to be a role model. I wanted to be somebody that they could look at and be proud of, like, yeah, that's my mom. And I mean, my youngest still kind of does to an extent. How much longer? My oldest, you know, when I went through the divorce and I was trying to show her how to be a strong woman, and, you know, it's scary, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And I just feel like it totally backfired. She didn't see any of that. She just saw me as being kind of weak, pathetic, giving up, not pursuing anything any longer. Basically, nothing to look up to. I don't know how to make that change. Like, at this point, there's no path that I can see. Like, I am in the middle of the forest and I don't know which direction to go. So doing this challenge, a little bit superficial, I think it's gonna help me create some discipline, and maybe there'll be some progress weight-wise, which would be fantastic. Would love the mental clarity. I want to believe in myself again. I want to wake up excited and proud of what I'm doing. I don't want to feel trapped. I don't want to feel closed up. I don't want to feel like somebody else has their hands on my reins. I want to be holding my reins and giddy up and let's go. And I don't know how a fitness challenge is going to get me there exactly, but can't hurt. It definitely can't hurt. And I think I need something to be proud of myself on. And obviously my last couple of months of just trying to do exercise isn't enough. Between not sleeping, the stress, the cortisol, the chaos, the unknown, I don't feel like, I feel like I'm spiraling. So sorry for the ramble, sorry for the rant, but I'm ready. Let's do it.